Hello and welcome back to the FSS Football channel, and today we are back with another episode of Premier League Preview where we go through every match day fixture and we predict the result and give a little bit of a rundown on it. Anyway, before we get into this week's fixtures, let's look at last week's result. The shock of the week certainly has to go to that Southampton 1-0 victory over Manchester City thanks to an outstanding 16th minute strike from Che Adams. This is the second time in 6 Premier League appearances where Ederson has been chipped / conceded from the halfway line or thereabouts. The first one obviously being Manchester United's Scott McTominay in the Manchester derby. Now let's look at last week's player to watch. Last week's player to watch was BRUNO FERNANDES. He got a goal and 2 assists, collecting 15 points on Fantasy Football, pipping Martial to the top spot by 1 singular point. Anyway, let's get into this week's games. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button below, subscribe down below, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the FSS channel. Also, check out my personal channel down below, FSS114, where I'll make gaming videos, vlogs, you name it, I'll probably make it at some point. Anyway, let's get into the video. Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. Both come into this game off the back of 3-0 results. However, both teams were on the opposing end of those results, with Chelsea winning 3-0 against Watford, while Crystal Palace lost 3-0 to Leicester. I see Chelsea continuing in a similar fashion. They need 3 points and keep collecting those 3 points if they want to stay in the top 4 and keep Manchester United below them, and I think they will do that with a 2-0 Chelsea win. Watford versus Norwich. Both teams come to this game off the back of defeats. Watford are in a better position though than Norwich. Norwich are clearly the worst team in the division. They've not been able to keep out goals and they are so blunt in attack. And I believe they try and rely on individual brilliance too much. And obviously it's not there. Watford, they need to keep on trying to get points here and there. And need wins when they can to try and distance themselves from the relegation zone. I feel like they're going to do that with a 2-0 Watford win. Arsenal versus Leicester. Both teams come into this game in good form. Leicester won their last game and their first game since Project Restart, with Jamie Vardy banging a brace and recapturing his form before the break in a 3-0 win as mentioned prior. Arsenal also beat Wolves 2-0 at the Molineux Stadium and are in good form and looking good. Leicester need to keep on winning and keep this form up if they are to stay in the top 4, with Manchester United hotly on their heels, just 3 points behind. However, I don't see them doing it. I feel like Arsenal will take this result and going 2-1. Manchester City versus Newcastle United. Manchester City come to this game off the back of that 1-0 defeat to Southampton as mentioned before. Pep is not going to be happy. He's going to be absolutely fuming with that last result and he will be expecting his pace to put things right. They rotated somewhat against Southampton, obviously dropping Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden to the bench. They obviously came on, however they should be starting this time and I don't feel like Newcastle will be able to stop him. Obviously in the reverse fixture they did stop him. It was a great 2-2 draw. However, this time I do not see it happening. I'm going to go with a 4-0 Manchester City win. Sheffield United versus Wolves. I see this being a low scoring affair. Both teams are very good defensively. Both teams usually winning around 1-0, maybe 2. But they don't go out and smash teams like the Liverpool, like the Manchester Cities, like the Manchester Uniteds of recent. And as such, I'm going to go for a 0-0. West Ham versus Burnley. Both teams come into this game off the back of draws, and I think both teams would take a point going into this game. Burnley won the reverse fixture last year thanks to probably the worst goalkeeping performance in Premier League history from Roberto. And I'm going to go for a draw, like I say, 1-1. Brighton versus Liverpool. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. Brighton do not have a chance in this game. Liverpool will want to keep on winning, get that morale back after what was a horrific defeat to Manchester City. They brought it back a bit in the last game, but they're going to want to go out and smash a team this week. I see that happen in Brighton. They looked terrible against Manchester United. Didn't look great in the last game despite picking up a win, obviously against Norwich. However, I don't see him winning this game. I'm going for a 4-0 Liverpool win. Bournemouth versus Tottenham. Tottenham obviously won their last game against Everton 1-0, which was literally less than 24 hours ago as to where I'm recording this. While Bournemouth smashed 5-2 by Manchester United. Bournemouth don't have a chance. They've been awful, awful, awful this season. On any normal season, they would be bottom. We're lucky that this has been one of the worst seasons in Premier League history. And that's the only reason they're not bottom. We've got teams like Norwich propping them up. They've been awful and they're not winning this game. Spurs are winning it 2-0. Everton versus Southampton. This game is going to be a close one. I am big admirers of both managers, Carlo Ancelotti and Ralph Hasenhüttl. Southampton, of course, beat Manchester City in their last game 1-0, while Everton lost 1-0 to Spurs. However, I see their fortunes swapping over. I don't see Southampton taking a win from this game. However, I do believe it will be close. I'm going for a 2-1 Everton win. Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Aston Villa cannot buy a win at the moment, while Manchester United are on form, the best team in the Premier League since Project Restart, only dropping 2 points and are yet to face defeat since Project Restart. Manchester United have been frightening going forward, and I don't see a way Villa can contain that attack. Martial, Rashford, Mason Greenwood all look outstanding, frightening, and that's what you want to see. In all competitions, they have now outscored Liverpool's front three. Yes, Manchester United have had easy games. They're playing the Europa League, but that front three is something special. Mason Greenwood is approaching Roberto Firmino's goals tally this season, despite starting, I think it's 8 games, maybe 7, which is incredible from Mason Greenwood. He is a generational talent, and he is playing amazingly. Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba in that midfield, creating chance after chance for the attackers. And again, I don't see a way Aston Villa can stop this Manchester United team. They're going for your top 4, and if Leicester lose like I've predicted against Arsenal and United get the win, I'm predicting them to, they could break into the top 4, and I'm going for a 4-0 Manchester United win. This week's player to watch is going to be Bruno Fernandes for the 2nd week running. He smashed it since joining the Premier League for Manchester United. And Aston Villa is another game where he can go and show his class and his ability. He's been fantastic, isn't he? He's creating chances, scoring goals. He's nearly Manchester United's top provider since being here since January. Let that sink in. He's been outstanding. And he's what helps Paul Pogba play at his best and that front three to play at their best. He scores goals, he gets assists, and he is absolutely world class. And he's going to be my player to watch. Honourable mentions go to that front three from Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood all been in fantastic form and quite easily could have been players to watch. Also mentions to Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden, who narrowly missed out as well. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode of Premier League Preview, make sure you hit that like button below. Subscribe if you're new. Check out my personal channel, link in the description, FS414, and I'll see you next time. Peace.